Okay, good afternoon, students. I think we are probably going to see a couple of more students trickling in as 4:30 has just passed, but we'll begin the session now, if that works. Um, I would request all of the attendees to please be on mute. If you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to raise your hand or ask your question in the chat, and our support team will answer your questions, or we will take the questions at the end during our question answer session. So for now, we will begin the session. So just to introduce myself, my name is Nooria, and I work with the Future Ready Talent Program from Microsoft's side. Joining me today is also my colleague Gunjan Kathariya, as well as our Future Ready Talent Support team, Vaishnavi, as well as Swaroop from our Project Evaluator Mentor. So to begin the session, let me know in case anybody is not able to see my screen. Okay, I guess everybody can see my screen. Also just request for the session to start recording, Venu or Vaishnavi, if you are on the call. So, okay, so students, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. So students, right now I'm showing you essentially what our Future Ready Talent homepage looks like. I'm sure you all may have seen it before. And if you haven't, I'm essentially going to be taking you through a walkthrough of our homepage, as well as how to register for the Future Ready Talent program, as well as orientation and how you can then claim your student developer pack. So on this homepage right now, you can see we have essentially a brief description on what is the Future Ready Talent Program. So as we noticed in our current economic conditions, we realized a lot of students required certain upskillings in order to get the types of jobs that they required in the technical sector, which is why we created the Future Ready Talent Program to connect students with the chance of upskilling and connecting them to employment opportunities at the end of this program. The program works with our affiliate partners, with Microsoft. We work with Future Skills Prime, which is with NASCOM. We work with Foundit, which was earlier called Monster, as our placement agency. We work with GitHub as well as EY as one of our industry mentors. So right now on your screen, if you see, we can essentially see what type of student benefits are available for students who want to be a part of the program. We provide on-demand learning for students in a self-paced manner. We have industry-aligned curriculum. So many of these industry videos are all directly from our industry experts. We provide mentorship support to students throughout their journey. We provide career connections. So at the end of your journey, you do have an opportunity to showcase your skills to potential recruiters. At the end of your internship completion, you do receive a virtual internship certificate once you complete all of the academic milestones. There's also community engagement. You can engage with your peers through GitHub discussion forums or teams on communities. You receive an industry certification to avail Microsoft fundamental certifications at discounted rates. And finally, you also get a bunch of additional offers through exciting Microsoft and Zuno events that you will keep receiving in your inbox. These are a couple of numbers in terms of how many learners we've engaged and how many learners have gotten employed from this program. So in essence, we have a four-step approach for the Future Ready Talent program. The first step is to complete your user profile. The second step is to complete your self-learning. The third step is to complete industry sessions. And finally, is to complete your project. And we will deep dive into each of these four sections. I'm just highlighting the top level for engagements that we have. Finally, we do have a section on alumni testimonials. If you go here, you can go through different students and their experiences in the FRT program. And if you complete your program, you too can also get featured on our homepage. So this is essentially our homepage, and all the information that you would require before starting your journey is available for you over here. Now, once you come onto this page and you want to now sign up, a lot of this information interested you and you want to be a part of this program. So what you will do is you'll click on Join for Free, and this button will redirect you to our registration page. So if you come to your registration page, over here, you would just enter your email address. So I will just do a example email address. After you've entered your email address, make sure you have access to it and you have not previously used it to register on Future Ready Talent. You will then be asked to verify your email address. You'll click on Send Verification Code, and it'll tell you a verification code has been sent to your inbox, and paste the verification code that you have received. So I'll just go check my inbox and paste the verification code that I would have received, and I will paste it here. Once this is complete, I'll click on Verify Code. And since it is accurate and correct, it will now say that the email address has been verified and I can now continue. I will then enter a password with a minimum of 8 characters. Once that has been completed, I will click on I agree to the terms and conditions of the program, and I will click on Register. In my case, since I already have an account, I will actually just go through the sign in version. So I will click on sign in. I will type in my registered email address, type in my password. In case any user has forgotten their password, they can click on Forgot Password and they'll be redirected to a page where they can reset. After you've inputted these details, you will then click on Sign In, and you will now be redirected to our orientation page. So this is very simple. Just need an email address that you have access to, and make sure you're able to receive a verification code through that as well. So once you complete that journey, you will reach our orientation page. Now, within the orientation page, we have two different sections. One section is we ask for your academic details information, and the second section is we're asking for your internship profile details section. So the first side, I'll start with the academic details first. So first, we'll ask you to provide your institution name. So you can click on the drop down or you can type in your institution name and it will appear in the list and you can select it and move. After that, we ask you to provide your course. So whichever course you're a part of, you will click on that. Finally, what is your specialization? So in my case, my specialization was history. I'm a history BA graduate. So I would write my history, write my specialization, sorry. Finally, if you have a program joining code, so if you're a part of any partners-led program of FRT, you would be given a program joining code. You will enter this here. This is not a mandatory field. It is only if you do have a program joining code. Finally, in order to verify your student status, we ask you to upload either your college ID or your provisional mark sheet or transcript. Upload it here and it will get accepted as a student. All of the fields which have a red asterisk next to them, they are mandatory. So you will not be able to proceed to the next stage of the internship until and unless you complete these mandatory fields. Once you have completed all of these details, you'll click Update Details, and all of your information will then be stored. Second, we'll then go on to the internship profile details section. You're required to create an MS Learn profile because a lot of the self-learning modules that are available on Future Ready Talent, we track your progress through MS Learn. And my colleague will also take us through that in a little bit. Second, we do require you to have signed up on Future Skills Prime. So as we are a partner with NASCOM as well, some of our courses do also open up on the Future Skills Prime learning portal. Second, we do require you to have a GitHub profile URL and insert the URL over here. The final FRT project is hosted on GitHub, and therefore it is important for you to have a GitHub profile to also then redeem your student developer pack. Fourthly, we do require your LinkedIn profile. So please do create a LinkedIn profile and add your URL here. This is important because as part of your project evaluation, we also require you to have updated your LinkedIn skills with your Azure certification mentioned there. So we do want to be able to follow that. And the last two options, they are not mandatory, but we do highly encourage you to fill this up as well. The first one is your Zuno registered email ID. So Zuno is essentially a freshers platform dedicated to placing freshers in different jobs around the country. So we do require you to create a Zuno account if you want to stay updated with different job postings that are available. And lastly, your AICTE internship registered email ID in case you do have it. The last two, while not mandatory, it is encouraged if you do finish it. Add it as well. After that, you will just click on Update Details, and this information will also be stored in our system. If you're having any issues submitting your details or any issues that you have throughout your FRT journey, you can always write to us at support@futurereadytalent.in, and my colleagues will also paste the same email address in the chat as well. So in case you have any questions following the session or throughout your journey, you can always reach out and our support will reach out to you. Finally, the last thing on our orientation page is a 30-minute orientation session video in which we allow students to understand a little bit more about what are the program highlights, eligibility, benefits for students, and any other type of exciting offers that this program gives to students. The session also helps you understand essentially what are the different types of learning milestones that are required for you to earn your final virtual internship certificate. So you can click on the Watch Demand button and you'll be redirected to a YouTube link. Finally, on this page, as I mentioned, in terms of community engagement, we do have a GitHub discussion board. You can click on the GitHub link and you'll be redirected to a GitHub discussion forum page where you can ask fellow peers. You'll also get questions answered from our project mentors and evaluators who will also be there to assist you. So use that as a tool to build that community engagement and learn ideas from each other as well. I mentioned our help desk, which is support@futurereadytalent.in. And if we have any exclusive offers or any discounted certificates, all of that information can also be found here. So I will take a pause here before handing it over to my colleague for the next part of a user's journey, and in case there are any questions that have come up. No, perfect. So I just want to mention also, if you actually see on your screen right now, there is actually an entire tab essentially which will help you understand where you are in the journey. In my case, since I've completed orientation, it has turned green, so I know I have completed it. Also, within the internship cubicle, we also tell you exactly what your project submission deadline is. You get 80 days from the date you register on FRT to complete your project submission. You can also click here for the FRT guide, so it'll help you understand different steps and milestones within the FRT journey. And if you're looking to earn a Microsoft certification at a discounted rate, you can claim here. This is only for our fundamental courses. So I'll pause here. I believe we have a question from Ronnie. Um, if you'd like to come off on unmute and ask yourself, or ask the question, sorry.
Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead, Ronnie.
Good afternoon, ma'am. First of all, there is a problem I'm facing here while claiming the Microsoft certification discount coupon, ma'am. So what I
Okay,
basically did is I already made another account from another Gmail account, and it is showing a little bit problem. So what should I do about it? And the FRT mail ID is different, ma'am.
okay. So, Gunjan, do you want to answer the
So,
question? Yeah.
so I'll first cover that portion and then I'll take you through that how the entire process work in what are the steps that you have to do in case if you're not getting a verification email, what do you have to do? So just hold on to those questions. Anything what Nooria just has covered. If you have any questions related to that, please ask those questions. On to certification and rest of the things, I'll be covering all those things.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. Thanks,
Thank
Ronnie,
you.
for asking that question. Harish, yeah, please go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Harish, can you hear us? Okay, I think Harish, if you're having some issues with unmuting yourself, we'll move to the next question and then you can come in. Martin, you can raise your hand, come
Hi,
off the
Gunjan.
mute. Hi.
Uh, how do I go about the mentorship? How do you provide that? What do I need to do for
I'll
that?
come to that. I'll come to that. Right.
And we do
So
also get the placement opportunities, right?
absolutely. So I'm coming and I'll be covering all those
Fine. Thank you.
questions. Right. I'll again repeat anything in terms of how to register, what are your orientation steps. If you have any question related to that, please ask those questions right now. After that, I'll be covering all the portion other than what Nooria has covered in. Over and above that, I'll cover the entire stuff and then you can ask all these questions. Right. Neetu, yes, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Neetu, do you
Neetu?
want to?
I think
Okay, I think
she
she has
dropped her.
put her hands up. Varshit, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Varshit, go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, I have registered for the previous batch, but I couldn't finish up the whole project due to some health issues. Can I
Mhm.
log into my same account and start it from the beginning in this term?
Absolutely, Varshit, you can do that. But I just doubt, I have a fear that maybe your project deadline date would have expired. So just write to
Yeah.
support at futurereadytalent.in, given your credentials, right? Given the reason because of which you were not able to complete the internship that point in time, right? The team will look into
Oh,
that and they'll respond back to you.
fine, ma'am. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Varshit. And Kiran, do you want to come out of mute and ask a question?
Yeah, good
Yeah,
afternoon, first of all. So
good
during
afternoon.
registration process in academic detail, I found that first question that institute name. If my institute name is not available there, so is there any other option?
You can type the name of
Yes,
the
you can type
institute.
it.
Nooria, do you want to show how they can
Yeah, yeah,
type?
yeah. So, for example, Kiran, you can also actually type the name of your institute, and it will appear in the drop down automatically and it will get registered.
Yeah, but my question is that if it is not appearing automatically, like if my institute name is not available in the database.
So no, so Kiran, like for example, right now what I just did, this particular institution is not in the drop-down list either, but I
Uh-huh.
was able to type it out. So in
Okay,
this section, we have a text box. You can insert and type the entire name of your university or college, and it will automatically get saved, even if it's not in the drop-down menu.
got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Kiran. Aryan, now you can. That was Harish, right?
That was Kiran. Kiran.
Kiran, okay.
Yeah.
People whose questions are being answered, please lower your hand. Aryan, go. You are next. Please unmute yourself
I
and hi.
I wanted to know, is it compulsory to complete all the 5 certifications in the learning tab?
Nooria, do you want me to take that question?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. So, Aryan, can you just hold on your question for like next 10 minutes and I'm sure you'll get the answer to your question.
Sure thing, sure thing, sure thing. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Aryan. Kamal, do you want to come off mute and ask your question?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I am asking one question, ma'am.
Please go ahead.
मैम ये जो इंटर्नशिप है ये मतलब कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूट वाले कर सकते हैं मतलब कोई भी
हाँ
कॉलेज
जी
मतलब
हाँ जी कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूट के लोग कर सकते हैं
जैसे नहीं जैसे अभी हमारा थर्ड ईयर है
हम्म
तो थर्ड ईयर वाले भी कर सकते हैं
हाँ जी उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता आप किसी भी ईयर में हो किसी भी कॉलेज से हो किसी भी स्ट्रीम ऑफ स्टडी से हो आप ये कर सकते हैं
और क्या क्या क्राइटेरिया है मैम
कोई भी क्राइटेरिया नहीं है कमल आप रजिस्टर करो प्लेटफॉर्म में आप कंप्लीट करो अपनी इंटर्नशिप क्राइटेरिया सिर्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट बेनिफिट जिसकी अभी मैं बात करूंगी उसके ऊपर है बट
जैसे
प्रोग्राम में रजिस्टर करके लर्निंग कोई भी कर सकता है
पैर में प्रॉब्लम था तो स्कूटी का फिर स्कूटी उसकी थी ना
Prakhar, you can keep yourself on mute, please. I know you're gossiping with your friends, but for the rest of the group, if you can just put yourself on mute. Yeah, Kamal, Sai, Kamal, is your question answered? तो आप
मैम
रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं
मैम, एक और क्वेश्चन पूछना है मैम
हाँ जी बताइए
मैम ये जो जैसे हम यहाँ से इंटर्नशिप करेंगे ना,
हाँ
इसका प्लेसमेंट में कोई मतलब बेनिफिट है?
हाँ जी, अभी हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे।
यस मैम।
ठीक है,
ठीक है।
थैंक्स साई। नीतू मनी,
No,
sorry,
no.
Sai, sorry,
Sri,
Sai.
Sai. Yeah, yeah.
Sai, yeah. Sai, please go ahead.
Sai Srinivas.
Hello, madam. Good afternoon, madam.
Good
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
Sai.
Madam, I have successfully completed my course, Azure course, but it was
Okay.
showing incomplete, madam. Again.
Okay, so we'll cover that, Sai. I'll come to that thing, right? That if you have completed a course, but if it's still showing as incomplete, what could be the reason of that, right? And in, let's say if everything is fine, still it's not showing your progress, what you can do. So I'll cover that portion.
Okay, madam.
Okay. So guys, again, I'm saying like if your question is related to something which is yet not being covered, right? You can just wait for a few more minutes and you'll get answer to your question. If your questions are still not being answered, then you can raise your hand. Right now, just limit your questions to registration as well as orientation, right? So again, and we'll take questions like another 5 questions and then we'll move to the rest part of the session. So Joseph, you can unmute yourself and you can ask question.
Now I'm confused about projects submission and which projects we have to do.
I'll come to that. So okay, so let's do one thing. I think let's cover the
Let's
rest
move.
of the portion,
Excuse
right?
me,
And then we'll open the floor for questions.
excuse me,
Correct?
ma'am.
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Ranjini.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a question. Ma'am, after completing this course, will we be provided with any sort of certificate?
So that's what I'm saying. So what I'm going to do right now is that let me kind of take you through the entire journey and then we'll open the floor for the questions. So then everybody can ask question. Okay. So hold on to your
Excuse me,
questions
ma'am.
for few. Okay. So for
Yes, Abhishek.
everybody,
Ma'am, actually, I have some doubt. Due to the network issue, I was unable to hear your briefing for 10 minutes, ma'am. Actually, I'm having doubt regarding this program joining code, ma'am. Can you explain about that?
Nooria.
Yeah. So Abhishek, the program joining code, until and unless your university or your program has given you a code, it is not a mandatory field at all. So you do not have to enter anything over here unless you have a code given to you.
Oh, yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so now I'll continue with the rest of the journey that all the students have to cover. And post that, we'll again open the floor for the questions and then you can come and ask your questions, right? So till then, just keep parking your question. You can put it in the chat, keep it with you. We'll give you the opportunity to ask questions, right? Nooria, can I take control of the screen?
Yeah. And just wanted to say one more thing for
Yes.
students. After you complete your orientation page, that is, all of your mandatory fields on this page have been completed, you will then automatically receive an email to how to claim your student GitHub developer, the GitHub student developer pack. So you will not be able to get your student developer pack from the portal itself. It's only after you complete this mandatory step will you then receive an email that will automatically be triggered to you. So just wanted to share that once. And now Gunjan, yes, go ahead.
Okay, great. So I'm just quickly going to share my screen. And let me know once my screen is visible to everybody.
Yes.
Great. Thanks.
Yes,
Thanks,
ma'am.
Nooria. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, students, now Nooria has already told you that how you register yourself, right? And she's also told you that how do you complete your orientation, right? So, if there are any questions that are left unanswered, we'll cover it once you start asking questions to us. But once you've completed your orientation, soon after that, your self-learning, industry session, and project page gets opened, right? The minute you have completed your registration, your clock starts ticking from that day. You get total 80 days to complete your internship, right? And to complete your internship, what all you have to do, we'll just quickly cover that. So whatever you are seeing as a project deadline here, it is based on how much, like which date have I registered, just add 80 days to that, and that's your I would say the program completion date. So everything what you have to do in terms of internship has to be done within those 80 days, right? Now, once you've completed your orientation, which means providing all the correct details on the orientation page, your self-learning industry session and project page are now open and you can start learning through them, right? So I'm first moving to the self-learning page. Now, in self-learning page, you will see that there are 8 courses that we have given for you to complete, right? Some of the courses are marked as optional, and the rest of the courses which you see that where there is no tag which is marked as optional means those courses are mandatory, right? And now when I say mandatory in case if you're looking to use this as an internship certificate basis which you have to get academic credits from your college, right? So if you're looking for a credit linked certificate, then you have to complete all these 5 courses except for the optional courses that we have marked in. But if you're not looking for a credit certificate and what you're looking for is just a plain virtual internship certificate, you can decide to do any number of courses from here. You can do either 2, 3, 4, depending on how much time you have, how much you want to learn so that you're able to build your project, right? So the very first question which I was seeing in the chat also that do I have to complete all? Yes, you have to complete all mandatory courses if you need a credit linked certificate at the end of this internship, right? I'll also show you how the credit linked certificate look like and what that certificate bears in terms of value with it, right? All these courses are self-paced courses, right? So you don't have to commit to a certain number of hours every day. Let's say if it's a weekend, you have pretty much time available with you, you can spend 8 hours, right? All these courses range from the fundamental courses range from 10 to 15. The higher up courses, which is like beyond 900, this would be a little longer hours, but you can decide how much time do you want to spend every day onto these content, right? This is all very bite-sized content, doesn't take much of the time, right? You can easily go through it. If you come from technical backgrounds, it's much easier for you. Even if you don't come from a non-tech background, still the content is being put in such a way that you can easily consume and learn through it, right? Whenever you click on any module, it gives you a pop-up that you're moving ahead from, like moving away from this portal and you're going on to the portal where you will do the entire learning, right? The minute you click on that, this is a page that opens, right? So every course that we have shown you there is linked to a specific page. You have to come on that page and you have to start reading through this content, right? Generally, sometimes what student does is that when they log into this page, they forgot to sign in on this page. So this is another portal, which is MS Learn. Always ensure that you're logged on to MS Learn and you are using the same credentials that you have given on your orientation page, right? Let's say I've given some different link on orientation page, but when I'm doing my course, I'm using a different MS Learn account, then your progress won't be synced in. Okay, so the very first thing which you have to keep in mind is that whenever you come on this page and you are starting learning, always click on this circle on the top right. See whether your name is being shown here and the correct name by which you've created the account has to be shown here. And then you start your learning, right? Whenever you complete your learning, at the end, you're going to collect a lot of trophies as well as badges, right? And all your trophies and badges remain stored in the profile page, right? So even the link that you have to provide on the orientation page for MS Learn field is basically this link. So log into MS Learn. You can log into MS Learn using your existing Microsoft account that you have. If you don't have, create a Hotmail or a live.com account. Go onto the profile page, copy this link, and you'll see all my badges, trophies would be stored here. So let's say if I click on my badges, I have total 49 badges that I've collected till now, right? I have 15 trophies which are there by me. So all your trophies and badges are being stored here. Even if you want to submit it to your college, you can click on transcript and you can even take a download of this entire thing and you can submit, correct? So always ensure that when you're taking the link, the correct link is being posted in the orientation page to make your progress synced in. Okay. Now, in this way, you have to complete everything. Whenever you click on a link, before that, you'll see not started. The minute you click on a link, it comes in progress. Every 48 hours, we run a sync cycle. And that sync cycle is basically to update your progress. So whatever courses you will keep completing, we'll keep marking them as completed. So you see like of the course, which is AZ204, I have completed one course, so it's showing me as complete. Rest I have not done, so it's coming as incomplete. Okay, so there was one question which said that I've completed the Azure course, is still showing me not completed. Just do the check in terms of the fields that I have mentioned to you, right? If those are all right, then you can write to support at Future Ready Talent with all the proofs, right? Proof should be the correct MS Learn ID. And then from trophies, you can give them the proof that, see, I've completed all the modules as been asked by you. Then the team would look into it and they'll provide the correct response for this entire thing. Okay, so that's one part of it. Second is the students who are doing fundamental courses, we are also giving them an opportunity to earn a Microsoft Global certification, right? This is a certification which says that you have cleared Azure Fundamental and you are Azure Fundamental certified, right? How to claim that certification, what is the process, how student verification happens, how do you plan your certification, I'll come to that. First, I'll finish the Azure journey, right? So in this way, if you're looking for a credit linked certificate at the end, the credit linked internship completion certificate, then complete all mandatory courses. Otherwise, you may decide whatever courses you want to complete, right? And again, we are saying course completion. We are not saying certificate completion, right? So we are not saying that you have to take AI 900, AZ104, AZ204, all certifications. You have to complete all the courses. AZ900 and AI 900 certification, we are providing you free of cost. You can go ahead and you can take that certification without paying any charges. If you plan to take any other certification, then there's a cost that you have to pay from your side. Okay, so this is your self-learning. The minute you start doing your self-learning, accordingly, if you've completed all the courses, this will start showing as green. Otherwise, this will show as maybe amber or something, depending on how much have you completed. Correct? So this is the first part. And you would see it always says that what is the last date when the sync has been completed. So always keep this in mind. Like let's say, for example, I've completed it today and tomorrow morning I see it says me as not completed, then don't get worried. Just wait for 48 hours from the day you have completed it for the progress to get synced. Now coming on to industry session. Industry session, we have given you 5 videos, which is basically talking about how Azure is getting used in industries, right? So you can go through all these videos. Of the videos, we have also given you a transcript of these videos. Go through the video. Don't skip the video in between, because if you skip the video, if you reduce the speed, or if you run it in the background, even if you complete the entire video, it won't complete your progress, right? It will never say that the video is complete, correct? So always look at the video when the video is playing in. Go through that. Don't try and pause the video, run the video, pause it for like 1 hour and then come back after 1 hour and then start consuming. Sit through it, go through the entire video, and your progress will be marked. In terms of what is mandatory to be done, you can while go through all 5, but minimum of Azure overview and any of these 4 videos, which is like 4 industries, you can pick up any of these industries video and you can go through it. But the first one is mandatory, and then from the remaining 4, you can pick up any 2. Coming on to the last part of it, which is project, right? So first of all, even before going to the project, you should ensure 2-3 things. One, that you've already activated your GitHub student developer pack, right? So for all the students, the minute you register onto the platform and complete your orientation, soon after that, you get an email from us from the email ID alerts@futurereadytalent.in, where we send you a link where you can apply for student developer pack, right? So it's not that you have to click somewhere or do something. Automatically, these emails are being triggered. So go back and check. If you're looking for a student developer pack, you've still not got it, go and check. In case if you're not able to find it out, check your spam folders. Till you're not able to figure it out, then you should come and write to support team saying that I'm not able to find my GitHub student developer pack application link, right? Second, also ensure that you are ready to start with your project. So we have given you 3 recordings. These are on-demand sessions. When you click on this link, it takes you onto a YouTube video where we have spoken about the entire process of how to do a project. Okay, so if you are stuck, you don't know how to get started and all that, please ensure that you're looking at a recording and then you're starting with your project. Okay. There are two ways you can do a project, an individual project and a group project. The specification around project remains the same. However, in group project, there are few additions that get done. I'll come to that. But right now I'm going to cover individual project, right? So the very first thing you have to do while you're doing an individual project is that you have to submit a project synopsis, right? Now, when you're creating a project, there are only two things that we're asking you to do from our side. Remaining, you are free to decide what do you want to select for yourself, right? So one thing that whatever project you're building in, it should be aligned to the industry. So right now, because my project is already submitted, that's why I'm not able to see the drop down here. But you would see that whenever you go on an industry name and you click on the drop down, it will give you healthcare, it will give you fintech, it will give you sustainability initiative, lifestyle, and edtech. So whatever project you're thinking of making in, see that which category this project fits in well, and then you can select that as the category. Okay. Project title, again, what are you thinking of creating as a solution? Depending on that, you can create a project title. We are not giving any problem statement. We're not defining any scope for you. You yourself can decide what do you want to do. Correct. I remember one of the student in past has created an event app for their college. So everything otherwise used to happen scattered through posters and other. What this student did is that he created an app, and now he gave access to all departments so that whenever they're doing an event, seminar, conference, everything is being posted on this app. People can come and register. If they have to share pictures, if they have to share details, alerts, everything can be done in, right? So think of a problem statement, see your nearby, and depending on that, you can come up with a problem statement and you can accordingly decide to create your project, right? Problem statement and opportunity is something that you have to specify that what is that you're trying to solve with this solution that you're building in. Give a little description about your project. You don't have to write a long story. Put it in a very small, crisp manner. And then you have to select what are the Azure technologies that you're using in, right? Minimum of 3 Azure technologies you have to use, right? Or minimum of 2 Azure services you have to use. You can even select 3 here. And let's say if you're planning to use 5, for example, the additional 2 you can mention over here. But as per the specification, minimum of 2 Azure services should be used. Okay. So this is important. First of all, ensure that your GitHub Student Developer Pack is activated, because once the pack is activated, your Azure credits would be there with you. Every email that we send you with the GitHub Student Developer Pack link, we'll also share all the steps with you so that you know that how the entire process would work in, right? Then go through these recordings, then go to the project synopsis and submit your project synopsis, right? Once your project synopsis is being done, that's when you can go and click on project submission. Okay. Let's say there would be few students who would say, I really don't know what GitHub is, right? So then we have given you one course in self-learning, which is entirely onto GitHub. So go through that course so that it tells you that how do you host your solutions onto GitHub? How do you use GitHub repositories? It will give you the end-to-end knowledge and know-how of how GitHub works in, right? Now your project synopsis is submitted. It's a auto approval, right? So immediately you submit, either it will throw an error to you by saying that you've not provided these details, or either it would be submitted, right? Now, once submitted, your project submission tab opens. Okay. Now, in this, what you would do is that, let's say you have submitted your synopsis, now you're ready to with deploying your project. Come back here. Let's say you see that whatever I've submitted in synopsis, now this slight change that has happened. So what you can do is that everything that you submitted in synopsis, the entire details you'll be see under project submission tab also, right? If you want to make some changes, you can click on edit. It will come into the editable mode. You can make all the changes that you want to do here, right? And after that, what you can do is that give your project repository URL. So whatever your GitHub project repository URL is, you all are aware of what it is. You can submit the URL here. You can submit the project demo URL, which is a functional website or an app that you have created. And then you have to create a small video of yours, which kind of covers that how your solution works, what you have created and all that. Upload that video over here, right? Once you have submitted all these details, That's when you'll be able to see a save and submit button here. Click on that and your project will be submitted, right? Every student gets 5 attempts to clear their project. Let's say in first attempt, if you're not able to clear your project, you get further 4 more attempts. And whenever your project is not approved, the recruiter also, sorry, the evaluator also sends you a feedback, right? That this was the reason because of which your project is not approved, right? Every project we have given you a project evaluation guideline also, right? So please ensure that you're going through all the documents. So if you see on page number 6, we have very clearly called out that in what cases your project would be approved and in what cases it would be rejected, right? So ensure that you go through this guide, because guide covers end to end everything related to the project submission. Okay. So this is in terms of the project submission. What are the things that you have to do? Now, what is the difference between individual and group project? Group project is basically where 2 students can, or 4, maximum 4 students can come together and they can form a group and they can do the group project, right? All the 4 students who are wanting to be the part of the project, all 4 has to be registered on FRT. They should have completed their orientation, right? That's the prime importance. And whenever you add these members into the group, they should not be part of other group, right? So you can't do that. There is a member who's a part of multiple groups, right? This can't be done. Everybody has to be part of even only one group. Once you add these members, every member get a notification that, hey, you have been asked to join this group. You approve. If you don't approve, then automatically after 15 days, the request is rejected. If you reject, your name is automatically being removed from here. To be a group, you need maximum of 4 people and minimum of 2 people, right? And whosoever is creating a group becomes a group rep, and the rest 3 people becomes the group member. What is the difference between group rep and group member? Group rep has to actually do the submission on behalf of the entire group members, right? So these are important things. All the, I would say, all guidance in terms of how you can make a group, what are the eligibility criteria and everything is given in this guide that we have given, right? So ensure that you read through all the documents that we have given you. So this is all on how you do your project. So you know how to register, you know how to complete your orientation, all the details that we are asking here. I know that you can find ways to clear through the validation, but if you do any details incorrectly, we'll not be able to submit your progress, or will not be able to find your progress, right? One very important thing that you have to do is, while you're doing your entire thing, that there's something which is a Zuno email. This is an account that you have to create in, and this is your employment account, right? So while you're doing the entire internship, also ensure that you've created a Zuno account so that we start sending you the career alerts, we start sending you the job alerts. So some of the students have already started receiving and who have already created their Zuno accounts, right? So ensure that everything is in place so that we're able to send you the relevant information as and when we come across those information for you, right? So complete your orientation. Nooria has already told you that what are the fields that are mandatory, what are the fields that are not mandatory. If you don't have a program joining code, don't worry about that. If you have a program joining code, college admin or somebody from college would give you that college joining code and you can join that, right? Otherwise, even in orientation session, we have given you an on-demand video. You can go through that. If you have any question, you can write to support@futureaitalent.in. In self-learning, I'm just giving you a summary. We have given you 8 courses. You may decide to do all 8. You may decide to do few of them. And if you want a credit certificate, you may decide to do only 5 courses from here, which is like the all the mandatory courses, right? Then you have an industry session wherein you have 5 videos that are being given. The first one is mandatory, and from remaining 4, you can do any one. Okay. Project, you know that what is the sequence in the project synopsis to be submitted first, later project submission. Anything which you see as a change happened in project synopsis, under project submission tab only, you can go ahead and you can update that change. Okay. So this is all regarding how you do project. You get 80 days. And when I say 80 days is including project as well, right? So you can't do that. You do the final project submission on the 80th day. And if your project doesn't approve, you would not have any additional days available to come and resubmit the project, right? So plan your sessions accordingly. You don't have to go in sequence. I can do self-learning, industry session, and project going together, right? Or I can start with project, do self-learning, I do industry session together. So you decide that in what way you want to go and move ahead. Okay, I'll stop here quickly for few questions, right? And then I'll tell you that how you can go ahead and redeem your certification vouchers, correct? So quickly, now you can raise your hands. One by one, we'll take all the questions, right? Try and not repeat questions so that everybody gets a chance, correct? Listen to other questions also carefully, because maybe it would not have come in your mind, but it could be a question that you encounter a little later, right? So here to everybody's question, try and not repeat the questions. Okay, so I have 9 questions, which I can see till now. Sheetal, you may go first. You can unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Sheetal, can you hear us?
Sheetal, if you'd like, you can also post your question. Okay, I think you can hear
The
us.
sheets, yeah.
No, thanks,
Yes,
ma'am.
Ma'am, can I?
Sheetal, we'll go in sequence. Let Sheetal ask question. You have your hands up. I know that who has raised the hand first, so we'll go in sequence, right? Yeah, Sheetal, go
My
ahead.
question is solved already.
Achha, your query is solved?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. So you can just lower your hand. Let's move to the next question. Ranjit. Ranjit, you can come off mute and you can ask your question. If your question is already resolved, you can just confirm it to us, or either you can lower your hand. Student, we want you to be quicker because otherwise we'll not be able to answer everybody's question. Ranjit, are you there in the session?
It was unexpectedly done.
Okay, so we'll move to the next person. I'm lowering Ranjit's hand for now. Amar, you may go next.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Amar. Yes.
First, I enrolled the FRT internship program in 2020, but can I continue now, ma'am? That time I was just entering the college. I don't know how to do this. That's the reason I am not able to complete that time, ma'am.
And Amar, you registered yourself in 2021 or 2020?
2021, ma'am.
Okay. So Amar, in most probabilities, your account would already have been archived, right? I'm sure you would remember with which email
Yes,
you
ma'am.
created your account. So just write to support@futurereadytalent.in,
Yes,
saying that you want to retrieve your account and you want to go ahead and do the internship. Anybody who has been the part of FRT, but they stopped the journey in between, we are giving them an option to come back and restart their journey. The only thing is that you'll get a little lesser time, a little lesser number of attempts, because you've already consumed a major part of the journey, right? So I'm going to write to support@futurereadytalent.in and they'll come back with a response to you. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
And all the best.
Thank you.
All the best, Amar.
Okay,
yeah, Ronnie, you are next. Go ahead. Ronnie, are you there on the call?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
Ronnie.
I would, ma'am, I would like to ask the question that can you please take the burden to demonstrate again how I can copy the link of my Microsoft Learn account? I'm not getting it.
Absolutely. So I'll take that thing. So what you have to do is, okay, so I'll start from very start, right? So let's say I'm just going to type MS Learn here, for example, or maybe let me go back. Whenever you click on a link, it directly takes you onto the course that you have to complete, right? So I'm just going back to the course only from where I started. And good, Ronnie, that you asked that question, because most of the students do face that issue. Okay, so now when I'm here, let me also sign out from here. Okay, so see, when I come on this page for the very first time, see on the top right, you will see sign in coming in here, right? So click on sign in. And after clicking on sign in, you can select which account do you want to start from. So let's say I say that I want to use this particular account. Right now I'm signed in here, correct? You could see my name is coming in. I can go and click on profile. Okay, so on the top right, you have this icon, and I'm sure like you are all Gen Z, you already know that where profile details are being found. Go on profile. The minute you click on profile, you see this in the address bar. This is the link that you have to select, right? So copy the link, come back to FRT, go on to the orientation tab, right? And let's say I just go and change my details here, right? I've put in this ID here and I click on update details. Okay, I'm not given the GitHub details, so it's not updating for me, but just put in your correct MS Learn ID here, submit, it will automatically be submitted. Does that answer the
Thank you.
question, Ronnie?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I was a little bit confused about it because in the guidelines it was showing the with doc something in
Okay,
the
so
link
earlier it was
URL, and
doc.
right now, yes,
Earlier
and
it was
right now
doc,
it is,
Ronnie.
yes, ma'am. And now it is learned. That's why I was a little bit confused.
Thanks, Ronnie. I think we'll also take that as a feedback and we'll update it in the document. So maybe other students who are getting confused, this would be rectified for them as well. Thanks, Ronnie.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Next, moving to Shivanshi.
Hello.
Hi, Shivanshi. Yes.
Ma'am, I'm audible right now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I have a question, ma'am, that I don't have a GitHub student developer pack. Then what I have to do for that?
So, Shivanshi, are you registered on Future Ready Talent?
Yes, ma'am. I have already registered and
And you've
completed
already,
my...
and
Yes,
you've
ma'am.
already completed your orientation also?
Yes, ma'am. Even my
Okay.
self-learning module is running out.
Okay, no worries. So, Shivanshi, do one thing. Whatever email ID with which you have registered, go and check the mailbox. Look for the email from alerts@futurereadytalent.in, right? In case if you're not able to find the student developer pack link over there, then just write to the support@futurereadytalent.in and they'll be able to help you with the link.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, that's what we said. Ideally, by default, anybody who completes the orientation, they get the link in their account, correct? And you have to apply on that link. So we don't send you a student developer pack. We send you a student developer pack link where you can fill in the application form. Okay, and it's a fast tracked link, and it's a fast tracked link because it's coming through us. The team at the back end would know that Shivanshi has come from Future Ready Talent. So your case will be taken on priority and you will be given the preference over other applications that has come in. Correct? So again, for rest of the people also, we don't send you student developer pack. We send you an application link using which you can apply for student developer pack.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Thanks, Shivanshi.
Thank you.
That answers the question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks, Shivanshi. We'll move to Kiran. Hi, Kiran. You can ask your question now.
My question is very simple. As you said that 80 days, will it include holiday or exclude the holiday?
Okay, it includes everything. 80 days from the day you have started your internship, like you have completed your orientation. So it will include Holi, Diwali, everything.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Abhishek, you're next. Abhishek,
Yes,
can you
yes. Am I
unmute?
audible, ma'am?
Yes, we can hear you.
Just for the part of as a doubt, in the for the part of project, are we provided with any mentors?
Okay, so
Only
team,
for
we
the
don't.
part of project, ma'am.
Correct, understood, Abhishek. So Abhishek, we don't provide one-on-one mentoring, right? But we have something called as GitHub discussion forum that we have enabled for you, right? So what you can do is that you can click on GitHub discussion forum. If you have any question related to your project, you are stuck at a point, you can come and you can post in your query over here, right? And the team of mentors that we have, they'll come and they'll respond to your query, right? That's one way of getting your queries rectified, right? Second, every Thursday or Friday, there are regular sessions that we are now starting holding on. So keep looking at your mails, and wherever there's a mentoring session happening in, please ensure that you attend those sessions and you can ask your questions in those sessions. Right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we don't
Thank you.
assign like a mentor number or email ID to you. These are the two ways by which you can connect to the mentors. You can ask your questions.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thanks, Abhishek. Moving to Hussein, and I hope I
Hello,
pronounced your
ma'am.
name correctly. Hi.
Hello, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. It's
Yes.
Hussein actually.
Okay, Hussein. You have
Yes.
written, I think, Hussein. That's
Yes,
why
yes,
I'm.
ma'am. It was my mistake, yes, ma'am.
Okay, go
Ma'am,
ahead.
actually, I have completed my project like 10 days before. And day
Okay.
before yesterday, I got a message, the mail regarding that my provided GitHub repository URL was not working. And when I checked my GitHub repository, so it was showing that my account has been suspended, the GitHub account. And that's the reason the FR team was not able to see my project.
Okay.
And now the account has been suspended. So now what next should I do?
So Hussein, just with the screenshot and everything now, write to the support team, right?
Ma'am,
And
I have
support team says you
I
have
have
already
already,
written.
yes, ma'am, I have already written. And the main thing is, ma'am, okay, the link which was provided with the Gmail, that the student developer pack of GitHub, I haven't activated that one because I was already having my GitHub account. So is it
Oh,
fine?
okay.
Should I activate my GitHub account from the FRT team which they give me the mail?
See, Hussein, we don't demarcate like from where you have activated the GitHub student developer pack, right? Until unless your project is working, it's good enough for us, right?
Yes, ma'am. Like initially 3-4 days I was checking continuously, it was working. Like now,
Okay.
but when I checked day before yesterday, like 2-3 days back, my account was suspended by the GitHub. So that's the reason my repository was not working and the effort team couldn't see my project.
Done. So Hussein, we have taken a note, right? The support person is already logged on to the call. And since you've already written an email, if you can just drop in your
Mail
maybe
ID.
we'll look for your email. Don't drop in your email ID here, right? We'll look
Okay.
in for your email. What we'll do is we'll send you a link where you can go and raise a query with the GitHub team, because we'll not be able to directly support you there. But just write to GitHub team and we'll also highlight this case to
And
them.
ma'am, one more thing. So can I
Yeah.
change my GitHub account in the orientation, like in the panel? Can I change my account and I can again?
Yes.
I can do that, right?
You can do that.
But I received a mail regarding that. Unfortunately, you have also exhausted the maximum number of project attempts as well. And this was my first attempt only, ma'am.
It can't be possible, Hussein. If you have already done one attempt and your project was being rejected, it's not possible. So let me also look into your case. Have you mentioned all this into the email that you have sent?
Yes, ma'am. Like the this one I haven't mentioned about like the maximum number of attempts. I have only mentioned that my account isn't suspended.
Okay. So send in this email also. Send in this email also that you've done submission only once and it's now showing that your number of attempts has been exhausted. Let us look into that.
At
For
the
GitHub.
same time, at my FRT account, it has not been updated. It is still written that your project is under review. But I got the mail that my project has been rejected because due to this reason. And the FRT page it's still not updated. Like
We'll check, Hussein.
yes, ma'am.
Hussein. We'll check that,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Please, ma'am,
Just
because I
send
have
this
worked really
addition.
hard behind the project and I don't know what the reason is that
We
the
are
FRT team couldn't
we are with you,
couldn't reach
Hussein.
to my
Don't
project.
worry. We are there with you, but just kind of drop in one more email putting in these two additional issues that you've just called out so that we can look into the case.
Okay, sure.
Okay, done.
Yes, thank you.
And Hussein, look for the email which comes to you from the support desk with the link to a GitHub support desk. Just put in and mention all the things over there that this is what has happened with you, that your account has been suspended 2-3 days. It was working fine and now it's showing as suspended.
Okay.
Right.
So, ma'am, it is fine. Like even I can try with my other account, right? If I
Ideally,
create.
Hussein, when you try for the new account now, since you're going
Yes,
to give the same details that you have given for the previous account, right? They won't accept your thing, right? It's like one student
Yes,
developer pack in a year.
Yes, ma'am. That's the
Right.
reason
So
I was
they'll
not been
reject
able
your
to
claim.
activate with your link because I've previously activated with my college ID card already. That's the reason I haven't used your like the mail which was provided about the GitHub by
Correct. So that's a good thing, Hussein, that you haven't done that. But let us resolve it for you. Don't worry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Please, ma'am. Like I have done my project like a very long time. I have been doing on that project and I've submitted
Sure.
also. But due to what reason, even I don't know, that account has been suspended only, ma'am.
No,
That's it.
don't worry, we'll take care.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nitesh, over to you. Nitesh, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, my
Nitesh.
question is that like we can use a different Microsoft account for Microsoft Learn.
A different Microsoft account for, okay, so if your question is, Nitesh, that the login with which you are creating an account on Future Ready Talent
Yes, ma'am.
and the
Yes.
account with which you are creating MS Learn, yes, they can be different.
Okay, it is not mandatory.
It is not
Ma'am,
mandatory
one more.
that they has to be same,
Okay, okay.
right?
Thank you, ma'am.
And ma'am,
But
one more thing.
Kushi will come. Hussain will come to you one sec.
Sorry.
So Nitish, one thing which you have to ensure, while these two email accounts can be different, right? Just ensure that whatever you are giving as your MS Learn ID details on the
Yes, ma'am.
orientation page has to be the correct one. Otherwise, your progress will not be synced.
जल्दी
Yes,
आइयो
ma'am. And
Right.
yes, ma'am. But ma'am, the email ID for Future Skills Prime and Future Ready Talent will be same.
It can be, all accounts can be different, Nitesh, right? If you want to have 5 different accounts, you can have that, right? For simplicity, let's say you say, I just need to have one account and I'll use the same email ID across all different accounts. Even you can do that. But we are not mandating that any account has to be the same account.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Right? So it's up to you. Yeah, Hussein, you had a question. We'll quickly finish that because it's related to
Yes,
this only. I have such hope. Yeah.
yes, ma'am. And ma'am, one more thing, like when we have to upload the video link of our project. So ma'am, that video link should be in which format? Like I have uploaded as a drive link. So was that fine?
Yes, until unless like the link has to be a public URL so that the
Yes, ma'am.
trainer can download. Correct.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
it
It
could
was
be any
perfect.
format. It could be any
Okay, okay.
format.
Okay, ma'am. No.
Okay,
Thank you.
we'll move. Thank you. Thanks, Hussein. We'll move to Radha. Radha, go ahead. Guys, we have to be quick. I have a hard stop at 6, so I would run after 6 o'clock. So Radha, are you there? Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
Radha.
So I just want to know, just like you have said that you have 5 attempts to submit your project, right?
Correct.
So
Yes, you are
after,
right.
if on 79th day I have attempted for first time for submitting my project, then I have more 4 attempts after that or not?
No, you have 80 days. Within 80 days, you have to consume all 5 attempts. That's what I said, right? If I do my project submission on 80th day, right, and my project gets rejected, I'll not get additional 4 attempts because my project deadline date has expired, right? So that's why try and do your project within 80 days that we are giving you. Okay, and thanks, Radha, for asking that question. So for all the students, 80 days is to complete your internship, right? So anything that you have to do within that internship has to be completed within 80 days. Anything above 80 days is not allowed. Okay, Radha, does that answer the question? Can we move to the next person?
Hello, ma'am.
Radha, can we move to the next person? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Noel, you're next. Sorry, we'll go in sequence, right? Let's not jump the queue. So Noel, you are next. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Ma'am, yeah, I wanted to know, like, when does this 80 days start and what is it about? Like, what should we do within this gap?
So 80 days start from the day you register on futurereadytalent.in, right? Within this
Okay.
80 days, you have to complete your learning, you have to build your project, you have to submit your project, and you have to get your project cleared.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Ma'am, is there a way we can find when we register?
Find a day when you register. So Noel, if you're already registered, right, what you can do is you can see how many days are left to complete your internship. So on the top, you will see your deadline, right? So just do the calculation 80 days before this date is the day when you registered.
Okay, understood.
Understood? So your project deadline is given on the top. So anywhere where you are confused, you don't even have to remember your registration date because system does the calculation for you. Just keep wary of the fact that what is your registration, like what is the submission date, last date when you have to go and get your project cleared.
Okay, ma'am. Also this whole thing, like the FRT, it's basically for like we should finish learning our full course within this 80 days, right? That
No,
Microsoft.
everything within 80 days. Your internship should be completed within 80 days.
All right,
Okay.
ma'am.
So
Ma'am,
like I give you
yeah.
an example, when you take a admission in your engineering, right? They say it's a 4-year degree program. So it doesn't mean that 4 year I'll do the learning and after 4 years I'll give the exam, correct? You do the exams also within those 4 years. So similar to that, once you're registered onto FRT, within those 80 days that we are giving you, you have to complete your internship. And completing internship means that you have submitted and cleared your project successfully.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, one more thing. Is this in any
Yeah.
connection with Microsoft exams? Like, there's an exam for AI 900 example. There's an exam that we have to register for, and
Correct.
so
So
that
Noel,
that.
hmm. Okay. So in the internship, we have given you a certain course to study, right? Those courses are Microsoft technology courses, right? It has Microsoft fundamental courses as well as it has Microsoft advanced courses also that are being given, right? And it's all around Azure. Okay. So AI 900 is also one of the course that we have given there. You can learn that. Additionally, if you want, you can go and take the certification also. Right? So it's not mandatory, but we have given you an option that you can go and you can take the exam. And how to take the exam? Along with the course name, we have written avail 100% discount from here. Okay.
Oh, there's a 100% discount. Okay.
Correct. So if you go on self-learning tab, you'll see what are the courses that you have to do and with which courses we are giving you a 100% discounted certification. Okay, but use it very wisely. If you book an exam and if you don't appear for an exam, you'll be completely barred from any future 100% discounts, right? So if you have scheduled an exam, make sure that you 100% go and attend that exam. Okay. So Noel will now move to the next person, right? If you have any additional question, just put it in the chat and the team will help respond, right? Lakshmi Nandan, we'll move to you. Thanks, Noel.
Yes, am I audible? And
Yes,
clearly?
we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am. Yeah, I think
Hi.
it's good. Yeah. So I just came in at like 5 p.m. Like, so I had no idea what's going on, but I just figured out I had to like sign up at this future talent.turning. So I think I signed up right now. I already completed the Microsoft Azure fundamentals, that one once I certification I do have, but I couldn't like add it in the update profile. And I'm seeing the project submission deadline 22 May 2023. So I think I'm successfully on the thing, right?
No. Okay. So while you've completed the project, but internship is not complete, right? So students don't get confused between Microsoft Global Certification and internship completion, right? For internship, you have to clear your project, right? Then only you will be called as that you've completed your Microsoft Future AE Talent internship, right? And Lakshmi, to the second part of your question, the first part of your question that you've completed AI 900, but you're not able to submit your details. So students, for everybody, whenever you have completed a certification, how you would come back and tell us that I have done a certification. So what we would do is that whenever we are going to pass on the details to the recruiter, we'll say, see, Gunjan has done the internship as well as Gunjan has also taken up a certification exam. So it's and it's not or, right? So if you have done certification, it gives you extra 5 points in terms of when we are putting you in front of the recruiter. Now, how to add your certification, which is like Microsoft certification that you have earned, go to your name on the top right, click on my profile, right? I've clicked on my profile here. And give me 1 sec. It's loading for me. And let me close the rest of the boxes so that some bandwidth is being released. So within my profile, we have given you a section to come and submit your profile details, right? Like your certifications that you have completed till now. So I think it's loading.
There's on the left side, there
Correct?
is details. On
Correct.
the
So you
right,
click
there is
on edit profile. When you come here, put in the certification name. Like you said that you have done AI 900, correct? So I select AI 900 from here.
AZ
I put in
900.
my,
Yeah,
okay. So
yeah, but
let's say, for example,
drop
AZ
was not.
900.
Yeah, the drop down, it only said like select certification profile. Yeah,
So
it was not.
select certification, but when you click now, then it will give you the certification names.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Then give
Yeah.
the enter Credly URL, right? Whatever is your Credly URL, whatever I'm giving right now is an incorrect one. Let's say I have one more, then I can click on plus. I can add another certification also here. Okay. And then I have to go and click on update profile. Since I've done it incorrectly, it will say that enter valid Credly URL. If you've given the correct URL, it will get submitted. It will come to us. We'll validate the details and you'll get an email from us that your certificates are being verified.
Okay, and I think your Microsoft Learn profile URL, that's the MCID.
No, that's
MCID.
not a MCID. No, that's not a MCID. MCID is your certification ID.
Okay.
Okay. Microsoft Learn profile URL is your, basically it's your MS Learn profile URL. Like the way you have your LinkedIn profile URLs in that way.
Yeah. So learn.microsoft.com, that's your.
So don't give learn.microsoft.com because if I say I stay in Delhi, you'll not be able to reach my home, right? I have to give you the exact address. So you have to give me your profile URL. So when we click on that, we are able to see your specific details.
Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Correct. And I just demonstrated the steps also, so you can go through the recording and you'll be able to know.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That recording will be very helpful. Yeah.
It will be mailed to you. Plus, you can also look at it on the Microsoft YouTube channel that we have. The Future 8 Talent YouTube channel that we have.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay. Wait a minute. So, Lakshmi, now we'll move to the next person, right? You can just post in any additional question that you have in the chat, right? So, students, keep your question limited to one question so everybody has an opportunity, right? Neetu, please go ahead, unmute yourself and quickly ask your question.
Good evening, ma'am.
Is that Neetu? Go ahead.
Ma'am, I am a third-time diploma student, so I don't have proper knowledge about app development or web development. So what could I do as a project?
So that's why you need to come into the program, learn through the courses that we have given you, and then you'll get the all required knowledge, attend the mentorship sessions that we are doing in, and then you'll be able to create this.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Neetu. Shaina, you're next.
Hi, Gunjan. So
Hi.
I want to know, you said that if suppose somebody wants the credit link certificate, then all the mandatory courses is something that they can do, right?
Correct.
And if it's not required, then any number of courses. So is there any minimum, number like 1, 2?
No. You even decide to do no courses, right? And just directly come and submit the project. We don't restrict you by that.
Okay, and still I get the internship certificate. Internship done,
it just comes with a disclaimer that not applicable for academic credits, but yes, you will get the completion certificate.
Okay, and what is this difference, MS Global Certification and this internship?
Okay. So when I say global certification, it means something like, IELTS exam, program management, like a project management exam, GMAT, right? CAT. It's something like a certification which you can earn, which says that you hold this particular knowledge about the domain.
Okay.
Correct. So those are the certifications. So Azure is like a Microsoft Cloud certification, which says that Gunjan or let's say Shaina is a certified Azure fundamental professional.
Okay, so that means after completing my internship, I can go for the certification.
Even while doing your internship, you can do
Internship, I can go, right?
that. Anytime you can do that. There's no sequence to anything. I know a 13-year-old who have done 7 certifications. So you can decide to do it anytime and at any point.
Okay, fine. But it is already mentioned na, that you have to, your academic year should be 2022.
No, that's not for the certification. That's for the internship.
That's not for the Okay, all right. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Shaina. Any more questions? You can put it in the chat. We'll move to next person. Kala. Yeah, Kala. You, and I hope I've pronounced your name correctly.
Ma'am.
No,
One second, ma'am.
actually, my name is Subhash.
Okay,
Hello?
Subhash, yes.
Ma'am,
Please go
this
ahead.
is Shahjalal, ma'am.
One sec. There's a confusion. So this is Kala. Correct. So first we'll take that question and then we'll move to the next one.
My question is, I'm
Subhash.
a
Okay,
2022
Subhash.
passed out, ma'am.
Okay.
I have done my academic project long back. I mean, 1 year back.
Okay.
I have also registered for the student developer pack long back with my college ID.
Okay.
And my college ID and the mail ID which I registered for future talent are different.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
And one more thing, I have done the project. I have the every source which I have done in my project, but I haven't uploaded in GitHub.
So you have to do that.
So to complete this internship, I have to upload my project with particular details in GitHub and then move on to uploading it in Future Ready Talent, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's the doubt. And one more thing.
Yeah.
Will I get any vouchers for these certifications like you have mentioned about Azure Cloud?
It's there right in your profile, Subhash. If you log in, go to self-learning. If you click on AI 900 or AZ 900, you'll see it gives you a button which says claim here. I'll just quickly show it to you also.
Okay.
Let's say I go on learning page. So do you see? Looking to earn a 100% discounted certification, just click here. You'll be able to get the voucher.
Okay.
Okay.
So with that voucher, we can get the professional certification.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks,
Subhash.
Hello,
We'll
ma'am.
quickly move to the next question. Yes, Sai. Go ahead. Is that Sai?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah, Sai, please go ahead.
Madam, I have not get a GitHub developer pack, madam.
So Sai, again, check for your email. Look for the email from alerts@futurereadytalent.in. Team will also post in the alias in the chat, right? You should have got it already. In case if you're not able to find the email, write to support@futurereadytalent.in, the support alias, and they'll send you the link.
Okay, madam.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Done. Thank you, Sai. We'll move to Utkarsh. Utkarsh, your turn. Quickly,
Yes,
please
good
come out
evening,
of the
ma'am.
mute and ask your question. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead. Is that Utkarsh?
Am I audible,
Utkarsh,
ma'am?
we can't. You are audible.
Okay, ma'am. When I registered for this internship, I had no idea about coding. So
Okay.
I completed the self-learning part and the industry module.
Correct.
But now I know the little bit of coding and I'm thinking of completing the project.
Okay.
But the deadline is already gone. So
So
can
Utkarsh,
I
write to
do it
support
now?
at Future Ready Talent, and whatever you have told me, just mention that on the email. We'll evaluate your case and we'll see if we can give you an additional number of days.
Okay, because in project synopsis and project submission tab is showing in my
I
dashboard.
totally understood, Utkarsh, right? So just write an email to us. We'll look into this. We'll evaluate your case and we'll see if we can give you an extension.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All
And
the
ma'am,
best.
one more question.
Yeah. Please go fast.
Oh, what certification would you recommend to give the exam?
So there are two that we have given, Utkarsh. Please try that if you can take Azure and AI Fundamental both certification. See, students, for all of you, it kind of adds that extra, I would say, brownie point to your resume if you show that you have already taken global certification, right? Plus, it's a golden opportunity because these certification cost somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000. You are getting it for free, right? So don't miss the opportunity. people pay from their pockets to take these certification because you're the part of future ready talent. You're getting it for free. So ensure that you're taking that advantage. Okay. Thanks, Utkarsh. Utkarsh, we'll now move to the next question. You can just put in your
Hello, ma'am.
additional
Hello,
questions in
I
the
am
chat.
Ayush.
One by one, we'll not do like this, right? Don't worry, even if I log off at 6, we have Nooria here who'll answer your question, right? Next, Deva Jyoti. Quickly come out of mute and ask your question. Please try if a question has already been asked. Don't repeat that question. If you have something new, you can go ahead and ask.
Good evening, ma'am. Myself,
evening.
Devajit Banerjee
Yeah,
from
tell
Academy
me.
of Technology.
Okay.
Ma'am, our college has requested or ordered us for completion and completing the AZ 900 and PL 900 fundamentals program from Microsoft. So I want to ask you that can you show me, ma'am, how can I start the self learning section?
Sorry, Devajyoti, what you can do is that we'll share the recording of this session where we have taken you through the entire process, right? And if you're registered onto the portal, you can go to the orientation tab, and below we have also given a video which kind of covers the step-by-step procedure, right? Just refer to that. If still there's a question that remains unanswered, then you can write it to the support team or you can post it on GitHub discussion forum and we'll help you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have
Thanks.
another question. Ma'am,
Dev, can you put it in the chat so that we can cover everybody? Everybody gets the opportunity for their question to be answered.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much. Sheetal, you're
Hello,
next.
ma'am.
Yeah. Is that Sheetal, first of all? Okay, so we'll go in queue, right? If Sheetal doesn't respond, then I'll move to the next person. Sheetal, are you there? Yeah, Sheetal, please go ahead. Ask your question.
I am from core branch and I doesn't knowledge for coding. So how can I do project?
So you have knowledge. So Sheetal, you're already registered on Future AI Talent, right?
Yes, ma'am. But I am from core branch, electrical.
Which is okay, Sheetal. So I think Noel also asked me the same question. You can be from any branch, right? Go through the curriculum that we have created for you, learn from that, go through industry session, then you'll get the knowledge that how you can get started to create your project, right? Attend the project mentoring sessions that we had.
I want improve my skills in IT sector.
So Sheetal, that's what I'm saying now. Go through these courses, you'll be able to improve yourself and attend all the sessions requests that we send you.
Yes, ma'am. But I face many more mistakes, some like that.
So just keep looking for whatever sessions, Sheetal, that we send to you. Go to Future Ready Talent YouTube channel. There are a lot of videos that are available to support you in terms of how you can further upskill yourself, right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you,
so
ma'am.
but you have to read, right? We can tell you the resources, but going through those resources is something which you need to go through, correct? So go through these videos. There's an email that we have sent on last Friday also, which also covers all the sessions that we have done till now. So go through that, right?
Yes, ma'am. And how many days for project work?
People all over 80 days. All over 80 days.
Okay, ma'am.
Done.
Okay.
Any more question?
And
you can put it in the chat and team will
Ma'am,
answer.
there is one quick question. Hello.
Okay, let's go in sequence. Dash, we'll come to you. Don't worry.
Ma'am,
Mehak, you're
actually, there
next.
is only
Quickly.
4 minutes left. That's why.
No, Dash, if I'm gone, there's the rest of the team there. They'll resolve all your queries. Then only we'll move, right? Mehak, you're next.
Hi, ma'am. This is Mehak.
Yeah, Mehak.
Ma'am, actually, I had booked my exam regarding the AI 900 course. I'm from Mount College. I had booked my exam and there was a failure regarding the discount availing thing. But now I have logged into my account and it's showing that my exam is booked. But I have not received any information regarding the details and all. And I want to reschedule the exam because I want
Mehak,
to
what
take
date? What date was your exam? What date did you book it for?
Earlier, I booked it on 4th, that is tomorrow.
So tomorrow, whatever. So see, exam can only be rescheduled 24 hours before your exam date. So if 24 hours, like if it's 12 hours to your exam now, then you'll not be able to reschedule your exam. You have to appear for exam.
There are 24 hours left. The thing is, our teacher has asked us to reschedule after 10th of March. Because she wants to cover some stuff. She
So
wants to
then
cover
go to
few things.
MS Learn. I'll quickly show you how it works in, right? So everything that you do is also being saved on your MS Learn if you're using the same account, right? If you're using different accounts, then it would be different. Dash, don't worry, I'll respond to your question and then only I'll go, right? So Mehak, for use, if you see, I've come on my MS Learn, right? I go on certifications. And do you see that I have a data fundamental exams coming up? Right?
The thing is, I do not have the upcoming exam appointment showing in my MS Learn.
So have you used this, like, have you merged your accounts? So your MS Learn account and your certification account has to be merged, right? So go to MS Learn, the same link, I'm just giving you a link here, right? This is to my profile, so don't, it's just for you to reach there. And in the search box, just type how to connect MS Learn profile and certification profile. It will give you the steps. Just follow those steps and then you'll be able to put all the exams over there in MS Learn and you'll be able to reschedule also.
Okay, madam.
Otherwise, log into your certification profile.
I did log into the certification profile as well, but it's not showing, ma'am. And I haven't received any mail regarding.
So then exam is not booked, Mehak. If you have not received any notification, if in certification profile it is not showing, then your exam is not booked. Take the code again and try and rebook.
I tried booking it, but it's showing that the voucher has been used once and you have booked your exam.
Mehak, then write to the team. We would have to look into it. Right now, I'll not be able to give you the response to this because we need to look into those details, right? I'll just move to the next question, Mehak, right? Just send us the email. We'll quickly have a look and see what can be done.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Mehak, put it in the chat. We'll respond, right? Yeah, Arjun, you are next. Arjun, please fast if you can come out of the mute and ask your question. Okay, I think Arjun has dropped in.
Hello.
So,
hello, ma'am.
Yeah, Arjun.
I am audible.
Yes, I can hear you.
Ma'am, I am a second year student and I have two questions regarding your website.
Go ahead.
First of all, I have my two questions. My first question is why you are all doing this for free?
Okay, because we want to help students so that they're able to acquire all the skill sets. That's why we're doing it for free. So everybody has equal opportunity, right? And you're not restricted because it has a cost and somebody is able to take the exam and somebody is not able to take the exam.
Thank you, ma'am. And my next question is, you put the some Microsoft certification. What if I want to go into only security engineer? Then why I will do Power BI and AI engineer? You have to focus in a one Excel. You are giving the 5 random courses. Why will I complete the Power BI and AI?
So there's a separate, okay, so while this is also available in Future Ready Talent, what we are doing is only around, I would say, only around Azure, right? So for you, what you can do is, Arjun, I'm just pasting one link in the chat. Go to this link and you'll find everything else that you're looking for.
Okay, ma'am. And one help from me, the question. The question asked by Mehak, I know the solution because I already passed the 2 certification from the Microsoft.
Can you contact Arjun, because I think he can give you an immediate response to that. So maybe just Arjun, if you can drop in your details to Mehak.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank
And
you.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks,
because
Arjun.
of you, I got a student. Okay, yes.
Hello.
Thank you. Yeah. Darsh is the last question I'll answer and I'll run because the students would be waiting in the other room.
Ma'am, last question is, in project, how many technologies we need to use so that our project get approved?
Minimum two.
And that from that learned course?
Minimum 2 Azure services. It could be any 2 Azure services.
Okay, ma'am.
Right?
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Ayush, Kamal, Payal, and Kala. I
Ma'am.
think Nooria would take your question. Nooria, can you take over so I can move to the next session? Students are waiting
Yeah,
there as well.
Yeah. So students, we'll
Right.
just take these last 4 questions. All other questions that you're asking on chat, we are responding to it. But if there are any questions that we are not able to get to, just write to us at support@futurereadytalent.in and we will answer it via email. So for now, these
Hello?
4 students, Kamal, just wait. We are going to go
Ma'am.
in order. We're going to go in order. So first, Ayush Singh Rathore, if you want to come unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, while doing the Future Ready Talent course, I have done all the prerequisite all the prerequisite of the Future Ready Talent course. I have created project and deployed it on GitHub, but I was not able to create a MS Azure free account, even though I have GitHub Student Developer Pack account. But in making the MS Azure free account, there was a problem that it is not showing that it is showing that you are not eligible for the free student account.
So,
So,
Ayush, are you currently a student or have you graduated?
ma'am, I am currently in my 3rd year student.
So, if you are a student and have you availed of your student developer pack before, or is this your first time?
This is my first time.
Okay, so then in that case, Ayush, what I'd request you to do is send us a screenshot of where it's saying that you are not eligible and send it to us at support@futurereadytalent, and we will reach out to the GitHub team to find out why this might be happening.
Yes, ma'am, I will definitely do it. But is there any more way of doing this or any other way? Because I don't think by sending just a mail, it will get resolved.
So Ayush, like this, I won't be able to help you on that, right? Like I'll need to have a conversation with the support team to understand on the back end why your profile is not claiming as eligible. So if you are saying
Nooria,
that you
I'll
have,
come
yeah,
in.
go ahead.
I'll come in. Sorry, guys, I think I have another 15 minutes. There's some technical glitch that has happened in that session, so people are figuring that out. But adding to what Nooria was saying what you can do is if your student developer pack is not getting activated, and it could be because of maybe the proof that you have submitted there.
No, ma'am, my
We have
student
given you.
developer pack is activated GitHub, but the MS Azure pack is not activating.
There's nothing called as MS Azure pack. If your GitHub student developer pack is activated, ideally you have Azure credits with you.
Yes, ma'am. But the account in the MS Azure was not accessed. Were not able to access. They are always saying that you are not eligible for the student pack, and I don't know
Okay.
why.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so I'll tell you, Ayush, the reason could be that in past you would have already redeemed Azure credits, right? Not through student developer pack, but through other means you would have already redeemed. So
But
in
I
a
don't.
year, you can redeem Azure credit only once,
But I won't
right?
redeem it.
You have not redeemed it yet. So what you can do is that I've just posted one link in the chat, which is Azure for Student free account, right?
Okay.
Try applying using this and then come back and tell us that what were you able to sail through and were you able to get the Azure credits.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
issue that you're saying, Ayush, if you have already sent it on the support team, I'll check with the support team. Otherwise, just please write it to the support team with the proper screenshots, what you're getting in and what are the steps that you're following.
Okay, ma'am. I will do it.
Okay, done.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, we'll go in sequence. So Roshan is next. Roshan, you can come out of the mute and ask your question. Roshan, are you there?
No, actually, we have Kamal Oja who is next.
Achha, okay. Roshan, Ayush, all are done. Okay, we'll lower the hands then.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Kamal. Kamal, go ahead.
Hello,
Kamal, I think is waiting for so long. Yeah, Kamal.
मैम हेलो
हाँ कमल
मैम
बोलिए।
ये जैसे मैंने पहले रजिस्टर किया था।
हाँ जी।
तो मैम कुछ पिछले साल मैम एरर आने लग गया था उसमें।
अच्छा।
तो मैम अभी फिर चलने लग गया। तो जो आपने कहा कि कौन सा ये जो कौन सा डेवलपमेंट किट है ये मिलेगा, कैसे मिलेगा?
स्टूडेंट डेवलपर पैक। आपका अभी प्रोजेक्ट डेडलाइन का डेट बचा है कमल, आपकी डेडलाइन डेट कब है?
ऐसा तो कुछ शो नहीं हो रहा था मैम डेडलाइन का इधर पे।
आप फ्यूचर रेडी टैलेंट पोर्टल पे लॉगिन कर पा रहे हैं?
यस मैम, अब तो कर पा रहे हैं मैम।
अच्छा, तो उसमें टॉप पे अगर आप देखेंगे, मैं आपको दोबारा से दिखा देती हूँ, अगर आप सेशन पे उस वक्त अगर आप ध्यान नहीं दे पाए थे तो।
मैम दिया था मैम, थोड़ा नेटवर्क इशू था ना मैम, इसके
कोई
लिए
बात
थोड़ा।
नहीं, मैं तभी आपको इसलिए रिपीट कर रही हूँ। यहाँ पे देखिए, यहाँ पे आपको प्रोजेक्ट सबमिशन की डेट दिखती है, ठीक है? तो पहले कमल आप ये देखो कि आपकी डेट क्या है, कि अगर आप बोल रहे हैं आपने पिछले साल रजिस्टर किया था तो हो सकता है ये डेट आपकी खत्म हो गई होगी अभी।
यस मैम।
ठीक है, तो पहले ये प्रोजेक्ट सबमिशन डेट देखिए। अगर ये प्रोजेक्ट सबमिशन डेट आपकी आ रही है, आपको टाइम बचा है अभी प्रोजेक्ट करने के लिए, तो आप एक बार सपोर्ट टीम को ईमेल लिखिएगा कि आपको गिटहब स्टूडेंट डेवलपर पैक एक्टिवेट करने का लिंक नहीं मिला है।
यस मैम।
ठीक है, और टीम आपको सेंड कर देगी। और अगर आपकी प्रोजेक्ट डेडलाइन भी एक्सपायर हो गई है तो उसमें मेंशन कर दीजिएगा कि मेरी प्रोजेक्ट डेडलाइन भी खत्म हो गई है, क्या मुझे एक्सटेंशन मिल सकता है?
यस मैम, क्योंकि मैम ड्यू टू एग्जामिनेशन आई डोंट मतलब कि मैम कर नहीं पाया था इसके
कोई बात नहीं कमल, कोई बात नहीं, इसीलिए आप एक बार सपोर्ट टीम को लिखिए, हम चेक करेंगे आपका इशू, हम एक बार टीम के साथ देखेंगे अगर आपको एक्सटेंशन मिल सकता है, प्लस आपको दोबारा से गिटहब स्टूडेंट डेवलपर पैक की लिंक हम भेज सकते हैं।
तो मैम एक और चीज पूछनी थी।
बताइए।
मैम जैसे कि हम क्या नाम है अपना, ये जो इंटर्नशिप है इसमें हम अपना प्रोजेक्ट भी कर सकते हैं या जो इन्होंने दिया वही करना होगा?
अपना हमने कोई प्रोजेक्ट नहीं दिया कमल, इसमें आपको खुद से सोचना है प्रोजेक्ट और खुद से करना है, तो आप खुद से अपना प्रोजेक्ट सोच सकते हैं।
इसमें सोचा तो हूँ, तो मैं तभी मैंने बोला मैं पूछता हूँ।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, तो आप मेल लिख दीजिए आज फटाफट से, सपोर्ट टीम देखते हैं आपको क्या रिस्पॉन्ड करती है, उसके बाद फिर आप अपना प्रोजेक्ट शुरू कर सकते हैं।
प्रोग्राम माइक्रोसॉफ्ट करा रही है इंटर्नशिप?
हाँ जी, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट मॉन्स्टर सब मिलके करा रहे हैं।
ओके मैम। तो हेलो।
हाँ जी कमल, बोलिए बोलिए।
बेनिफिट है कुछ प्लेसमेंट में? जैसे हमारा अभी 3rd ईयर है, 6th सेम है ना।
ओके, सो बेनिफिट मैं अभी ओके, सो बेनिफिट क्या है, जो भी बच्चे इंटर्नशिप कंप्लीट कर लेंगे उनको हम रेगुलर जॉब अलर्ट्स भेजते हैं, राइट? तो कोई भी कंपनी आके हमको बोलती है कि हमको चाहिए जिन बच्चों को एजोर आता है, तो वी सेंड यू दोस जॉब अलर्ट्स। और एक करियर फेयर भी आने वाला है, राइट? मैं आपको ज्यादा डिटेल्स नहीं बता रही, अभी नेक्स्ट वीक 10th मार्च को एक सेशन करने वाले हैं हम, तो आप सब प्लीज अपना मेल बॉक्स चेक करते रहिएगा एंड ज्वाइन दैट सेशन, जहाँ पे हम आपको करियर फेयर्स के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन देंगे, तो आप उस करियर फेयर में आके ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं कमल।
कहाँ पे होगा मैम?
वर्चुअल करियर फेयर होगा, वर्चुअल।
ओके, तो मैम कब है? 10 तारीख को?
10 तारीख को हम आपके उसके बारे में और इन्फॉर्मेशन शेयर करेंगे, तो 10th मार्च को जो सेशन है वो सारे बच्चे अटेंड करेंगे।
यस मैम, जब अगली बार होगा तो मैम थोड़ा बता दीजिएगा कि कब है, क्योंकि मैम एग्जाम फिर से आ रहे हैं ना।
मेल चेक करते रहिएगा कमल अपनी।
यस मैम।
ठीक है, पहले अकाउंट एक्टिवेट कर लीजिए अपना फटाफट से।
ठीक है, थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू। आप पायल, यू आर नेक्स्ट।
Hello.
Payal.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, Payal.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my deadline is over in 2022 December, and I want to do the certification. Can I do that now?
अगर आपके पास लिंक है पायल तो आप कर सकते हैं, बट आई थिंक आप अपने लॉगिन भी नहीं कर पा रहे होंगे अभी अपने अकाउंट में, आपका अकाउंट हो सकता है आर्काइव हो गया होगा।
नहीं, अकाउंट तो लॉगिन कर पा रहे हैं।
कर पा रहे तो उसी में मैंने आपको भी
Sorry, Gunjan, let me take that question. So, Payal, if you have like signed in, if your deadline was in the month of December, I would recommend that you write to support once. We'll review your case and see if you can get that deadline extension. So that is what you want now. So you can definitely continue your project if your deadline, in case we extend it. So.
No, Vaishnavi, she is looking for the
Microsoft
certification. She was looking for the certification, right? So, Payal, अगर आप लॉग इन कर पा रहे हो अपने पोर्टल में, तो अभी आई शोड यू ना कहाँ पे वो 100% सर्टिफिकेशन वाला वो दिखाता है बटन। तो बस आप यहाँ क्लेम हियर पे क्लिक करके आप जाके अपना वाउचर क्लेम करके और आप एग्जाम दे सकते हैं।
मैम, अगर मतलब एक बार एग्जाम देने के बाद वो फेल होता है तो मतलब कितने अटेम्प्ट दे सकते हैं उसको?
एक ही अटेम्प्ट, 1 वाउचर 1 अटेम्प्ट।
ओके,
इसलिए अच्छे से पढ़ाई करके फिर देना है।
हेलो।
थैंक यू।
ओके, next is
Hello.
Kala.
Hello, ma'am.
Don't skip the queue. We'll come one by one to everybody, right?
Yeah, ma'am, it's me, Kala.
हाँ, Kala, बताइए।
The problem is while accessing to the account, it's asking monster profile link, which is now found it, right?
Merge the?
No, monster profile link. It's asking monster profile URL.
Correct.
Sorry, I didn't get.
Correct.
Yes.
So he's
So
yeah.
I am unable to get the profile URL here. I have already registered in it. Can you please show me how to copy that profile URL?
Which profile URL?
Monster.
Monster profile URL.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no monster profile URL that you have to give.
No, ma'am. It's asking here.
So on the profile details, they do ask. It's not a mandatory field, Kalpala. So if you don't have one, you don't have to fill it up.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. And one more doubt is the project we are doing in this program must be on Azure services, right?
Correct.
Azure, yes.
Okay, that's the doubt.
Hello, ma'am.
Means I have done a project in image processing and deep learning. So I can't use it here.
Oh, you can. It has to be Azure service. You can use it.
So we have to use Azure tools and we have to upload it, right?
Correct.
Okay. That's the doubt.
Okay.
Thank
Darsh, you are
Hello.
next. Hello. Yeah, Darsh.
Ma'am, the project we have made will be approved by your team. Means they will check the uniqueness or the thing we have used in it.
Everything, yeah.
And what if the project is not unique, but we have used the Azure services by ourselves?
Project should not be copied. It should be your own work, right? Okay. And whatever you have mentioned in the project, if the same is being able to check by the evaluator, the project will pass. So it should not be a copied project for sure. Because the copied project, if you try and submit, you'll be blacklisted from the portal itself.
Okay. And ma'am, the here the project submission deadline, below that the looking to earn a certification 100% discount course. When I click their claim here, then they will direct me to MS Learn. Means if I start my journey from that link, then my credits will be counted in that MS Learn account.
Okay, so first of all, when you click on claim here, it's not getting redirected onto MS Learn.
Ma'am,
It
I
gets
have just
redirected.
connected the account, MS Learn account.
No. Okay. So, Darsh, you just mentioned that when you click on 100% discounted certification, claim here link, it takes you onto the MS Learn page, correct?
No, ma'am. I am telling that they are taking to.
Darsh, your voice is breaking.
Hello, ma'am.
One sec. I think Darsh, we're not able to hear you. If you are able to hear us, put it in the chat and we'll respond. Yeah, Sheetal.
हेलो मैम, आई एम शीतल एंड मैं ये बोल रही हूँ कि अगर हम ये मैंने रजिस्ट्रेशन तो किया है, लेकिन ये मोनस्टार की लिंक्डइन की जो लिंक है ना, तो फिर वो मैंने प्रिंट नहीं करी है, तो फिर मेरा रजिस्ट्रेशन हो गया है या नहीं?
आपने रजिस्ट्रेशन आपने लिंक्डइन की लिंक कॉपी कर दी है, लेकिन
नहीं, वो जो लिंक है ना अदर एप्स के, तो फिर वो मैंने नहीं करे, तो फिर मेरा रजिस्ट्रेशन हुआ है या नहीं?
आपको पता चल जाएगा। देखिए, अगर आपने ओरिएंटेशन में जो भी रिक्वायर्ड डिटेल्स हैं, अगर वो नहीं दी हैं, तो आपका सेल्फ लर्निंग, इंडस्ट्री सेशन और प्रोजेक्ट टैब जो है वो डीएक्टिवेटेड रहेगा।
ओके मैम, तो फिर अभी मैं वो कंप्लीट कर दूं तो मतलब
तो एक्टिवेट हो जाएगा। हाँ, तो एक्टिवेट हो जाएगा। जो भी मैंडेटरी डिटेल्स है जिन पे ये स्टार साइन लगा है, जब तक आप वो नहीं डालोगे तब तक फील्ड एक्टिवेट नहीं होएगा।
हेलो मैम, आई एम लिटिल क्विक क्वेश्चन।
मैम, मेरा नेटवर्क हेलो।
हाँ दर्श, एक सेकंड, लेट शीतल कंप्लीट, विल कम टू यू, राइट? शीतल क्लियर?
हेलो।
हाँ शीतल क्लियर?
डेट कब तक है? यस मैम, बट डेट कब तक है इसको?
डेट आपको ऊपर दिख रहा होगा ना? डेट शीतल ऊपर दिख रहा होगा आपको, यहाँ पे।
ओके, लेकिन अभी हो सकता है ना कंप्लीट अकाउंट?
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल इमीडिएटली हो सकता है। आप अभी जाके करेक्ट डिटेल्स ऐड कर दो, सबमिट कर दो, आपका अभी एक्टिवेट हो जाएगा।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
ठीक है, ओके। एक एक करके। ओके, पायल, यू आर नेक्स्ट।
ग्रुप मेंबर्स कास्ट।
Ma'am,
any question that you have put in the chat, right? Yeah, Payal. Okay, so Payal is not there. I'm lowering the hand.
Ma'am,
Ayush.
can I continue?
Darsh,
Ma'am,
1 minute. Let
Ayush.
everybody complete, then we'll come to you again, right? Ayush.
Yes, ma'am. मैम मुझे ये पूछना था कि अभी जो ये इंटर्नशिप चल रही है इसमें मैम पहला एग्जाम तो नहीं होता था, आजकल एग्जाम भी होने लगा है मैम?
नहीं एग्जाम कोई नहीं है इस वाली इंटर्नशिप में।
नहीं मैम, अभी आप कुछ देर पहले बोल रही थी ना कि इसका एग्जाम भी देना पड़ेगा, ऐसा कुछ।
नहीं कोई एग्जाम नहीं देना पड़ेगा आपको आयुष। अगर आप चाहते हो कि आपको एक एडिशनली ग्लोबल सर्टिफिकेशन भी करना है तो आप डिसाइड, आप चाहो तो आप कर सकते हो।
नहीं मैम, फ्यूचर रेडी टैलेंट सर्टिफिकेट तो मिलते ही है ना मैम, जब वो प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट होता है तो।
क्या?
और उसके साथ फ्यूचर रेडी टैलेंट प्रोजेक्ट माइक्रोसॉफ्ट के द्वारा वो तो मिलते ही है ना मैम, जब वो प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट हो जाता है तो।
हाँ, वो सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा। सो जब भी आप फ्यूचर रेडी टैलेंट में अपना प्रोजेक्ट सबमिट करोगे और आपका प्रोजेक्ट अप्रूव हो जाता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली आपको फ्यूचर रेडी टैलेंट कंप्लीशन इंटर्नशिप सर्टिफिकेट मिलता है। भले ही आपने ग्लोबल सर्टिफिकेशन किया हो ना किया हो, उससे कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है, दो अलग अलग चीजें एकदम।
यस मैम, उसके इसके साथ स्वैग्स भी मिलते हैं।
अब स्वैग्स नहीं मिलते आयुष।
अब नहीं मिलते मैम?
अब नहीं मिलते, पहले मिलते थे,
टी-शर्ट
लिमिटेड टाइम ऑफर था।
अब नहीं मिलते?
अभी नहीं मिलते
मैम। अगर मतलब आप लोगों से कनेक्ट करना हो मेरे को विदाउट दिस मीटिंग तो कैसे कर सकते हैं मैम? सिर्फ मेल करके?
मेरे से इस मीटिंग में कनेक्ट कर सकते हो या फिर आप लिंक्डइन पे कनेक्ट कर सकते हो।
ओके, थैंक यू मैम।
ठीक है, ओके, थैंक्स आयुष। शरण्या। Sharanya.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. So the thing is, I actually have my exam on Sunday. I just wanted to know how much should I prepare for the exam, and where should I prepare from?
You have which exam on Sunday?
AI 900. Azure.
And have you studied something for AI 900?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so first thing what you have to do is that go to self-learning, right? Within AI 900, we have given you these courses, right? It's a 10-hour content. Okay, so just go through all this. I think you have 2 days. If I count today also as a day, today and tomorrow, between today and tomorrow, just go through the entire content which is being given here, and then you can attempt your exam and you'll be able to clear.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, so whenever you book an exam, always ensure that you do a backward counting, right? So let's say, for example, I showed you that I have a data fundamental exam coming on 18th, right? So I know that every day I'll spend some 1 hour to prepare for this exam. Okay, so just do that maths and accordingly you can schedule your exams. So all the best, Sharanya, for your exam. Hope to see you clear the exam and post your certification on LinkedIn, so even I come to know.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. We'll move to the next question. Kamal.
हेलो
Kamal, yeah, Kamal, please.
मैम इसकी डेडलाइन मैम अप्रैल 2022 में दिख रही है मैम।
तो आपकी डेडलाइन खत्म हो गई ना, तभी मैंने आपको बोला था कि आप सपोर्ट टीम को लिखो कि आपकी प्रोजेक्ट डेडलाइन खत्म हो गई है, आप पहले प्रोजेक्ट नहीं कर पाए थे। support@futurereadytalent.in।
यस मैम, मेरे को मेल आईडी नहीं पता थी, तब मैंने बोला एक बार पूछता हूँ आपसे मेल आईडी।
कोई बात नहीं, चैट पे देखो, चैट पे अभी टीम ने पेस्ट भी किया होगा।
ठीक है, थैंक यू।
ठीक है, और आपके फ्यूचर रेडी टैलेंट के बेस सबसे फुटर पेज पे भी देखोगे, वहां पे भी मेंशन होता है। ठीक है, ओके दर्श, ओवर टू यू।
हेलो मैम। मैम ये जो कोर्सेस है जो आपने बताया उसमें से वो करने खाली वो एकेडमिक क्रेडिट्स के लिए, और दूसरा जो अपना इंटर्नशिप सेशंस है वो कंपलसरी है कि नहीं है फॉर सर्टिफिकेशन?
इंटर्नशिप सेशन जो इंडस्ट्री सेशन है उनमें से 2 हैं। अगर आपको क्रेडिट चाहिए, हाँ, अगर दर्श आपको क्रेडिट सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए तो 2 है। अगर आपको क्रेडिट सर्टिफिकेट नहीं चाहिए तो कुछ भी मैंडेटरी नहीं है, सिर्फ प्रोजेक्ट मैंडेटरी है।
ओके मैम, और ये जो क्रेडिट्स चाहिए सेल्फ लर्निंग में से कंपलसरी 5 कोर्स करने पड़ेंगे?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
ओके, और मुझे खाली सीख के आगे प्रोजेक्ट्स करने, तो खाली जो 100% डिस्काउंटेड कोर्स है वो करके आगे डायरेक्ट प्रोजेक्ट कर लूँ तो चलेगा?
नहीं, तो फिर आपको वो नहीं मिलेगा, क्रेडिट सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिलेगा। अगर आप मान लीजिए
नहीं,
900
फॉर
और
लर्निंग पर्पस ही मुझे सीखना है।
हाँ, तो आप वैसे भी कर सकते हैं।
तो मैं यहाँ क्लेम ईयर से जाके मैं जर्नी स्टार्ट करके कर सकता हूँ ना? ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि नीचे जाके ऐसे स्क्रॉल डाउन करके
आप
नीचे
कहीं
जाके?
से भी कंप्लीट करोगे, अगर आप वहां से भी जाओगे, अगर उस पोर्टल पे भी आप लॉग इन करोगे तो वो भी आपको MS लर्न पे लेके जाता है लर्निंग के लिए, तो आप वहां से भी करोगे तो आपको ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ भी स्टेटस सिंक हो जाएगा।
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, Darsh. Ravi, last question, and after this we'll close the session.
मैम
Okay.
मुझे बस एक ही कंफ्यूजन है कि
हाँ
अगर
जी,
मैम
रवि बताओ।
कोर्स अगर हम कोर्स करते हैं जैसे कि एज 900 अगर हम करते हैं तो मैम प्रोजेक्ट कंपलसरी होगा कि हम सिर्फ कोर्स कंप्लीट करके भी रह सकते हैं?
ओके, सो मैं एक बार ना फिर से सबके लिए रिपीट कर देती हूँ, राइट? और आई जस्ट से इट इन हिंदी एंड देन इन इंग्लिश सो दैट पीपल हु डोंट अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी इवन दे आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, इंटर्नशिप कंप्लीट करने के लिए क्या मैंडेटरी है? अगर आपको सिर्फ इंटर्नशिप कंप्लीट करनी है तो प्रोजेक्ट मैंडेटरी स्टेप है. बिना प्रोजेक्ट के आपको इंटर्नशिप कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिलेगा, राइट? इंग्लिश में अगर मैं इसे ट्रांसलेट करूं तो फॉर यू टू गेट अ वर्चुअल इंटर्नशिप कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट इट्स मैंडेटरी दैट यू शुड कंप्लीट योर प्रोजेक्ट. ओके, अब आता है कि इंटर्नशिप सर्टिफिकेट जो मिलता है वो देयर आर टू काइंड्स ऑफ इंटर्नशिप सर्टिफिकेट, वन विद क्रेडिट, वन विदाउट क्रेडिट. अगर आपको विद क्रेडिट सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए तो जो भी मैंडेटरी कोर्सेज है सेल्फ लर्निंग में और इंडस्ट्री सेशन में आपको वो भी करने पड़ेंगे. अगर आपको विदाउट क्रेडिट सर्टिफिकेट चलता है तो आपको कोई भी कोर्स करने की जरूरत नहीं है. बिना कोर्स करे भी डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर रिक्वायरमेंट आप अपनी इंटर्नशिप कंप्लीट कर सकते हो, राइट? सो अगेन रिपीटिंग, इंटर्नशिप कंप्लीट करने के लिए एंड फॉर गेटिंग द इंटर्नशिप सर्टिफिकेट यू नीड टू क्लियर योर प्रोजेक्ट, राइट? अगर आपने पांचों कोर्स कर लिया इंपॉर्टेंट, बट अगर आपने प्रोजेक्ट क्लियर की नहीं किया तो आपको इंटर्नशिप कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिलेगा. तो टू गेट इंटर्नशिप कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट मैंडेटरी इज दैट यू शुड कंप्लीट योर प्रोजेक्ट सक्सेसफुली. ओके, अब अगर आपको क्रेडिट सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए तो कंप्लीट ऑल द मैंडेटरी कोर्सेज. अगर आपको क्रेडिट सर्टिफिकेट नहीं चाहिए तो यू कैन डिसाइड नॉट टू डू द कोर्सेज, राइट? सेकेंड, ग्लोबल सर्टिफिकेशन मैंडेटरी है कि नहीं? ग्लोबल सर्टिफिकेशन मैंडेटरी नहीं है. इफ यू फील लाइक दैट अगर मैं ये सर्टिफिकेशन करूंगा इट विल हेल्प मी इन माय रिज्यूमे बिल्डिंग, यू मे डिसाइड टू डू इट, यू मे नॉट वांट टू डू इट, राइट? So totally up to your decision that whether you want to take a global certification, whether you don't want to take a global certification. उसका करने का कोई भी लिंक फ्यूचर रेडी टैलेंट इंटर्नशिप के साथ नहीं है, क्योंकि आप फ्यूचर रेडी टैलेंट इंटर्नशिप के पार्ट हो, इसीलिए हमने आपको एक बेनिफिट दिया कि आप ग्लोबल सर्टिफिकेशन फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट कर सकते हो. ओके
ओके मैम, थैंक यू.
Thanks, Ravi. And I hope it's clear for everybody. So all the best, all the students. I think most of the questions that you have asked, I think we were able to answer all those questions. In the chat, the team is responding to all your questions, right? The session would be available on Future Ready Talent YouTube channel. So you can go to the channel and you can go through the content one more. If you have still doubts remaining in, just give your 100%. If your project deadlines have expired, then write to support@futurereadytalent.in, right? And you can give your case. The team will evaluate. If they feel like that there is an extension that is required, we'll go ahead and give an extension to you, right? So all the best. With this, I think we can close the session. Thank you very much. What do you think? Just give me like a heads up or give me a reaction so that I can understand that how much you are comfortable now with the Future Ready Talent. So you can use a react button. You can do a thumbs up. You can do a heart. You can do a clap. Anything that you want to share that you are now confident in terms of going ahead and completing your internship.
Gunjan, I think Mehak has some question to ask. Let's just take that question. Mehak, would you be able to unmute yourself and then ask your question, please?
And Vaishnavi, Mehak has put it in the chat. Do you want to read out the question on behalf of her?
Yeah, sure. So Mehak has put that regarding the exam booking, I have not received any mail to attend the exam, nor can I reschedule it. How to go about it? So Gunjan, would you be able to answer that question?
I think Mehak, we were discussing this, right? And I think Kamal volunteered that he can help you answer that. So Mehak, ideally, whenever you schedule your exam, right, there's a notification that comes to you on the email ID with which you have done the registration, right? If you're saying that you have not received any intimation, either the email ID that you have given is the incorrect one, so you're not getting the notifications, right? Try logging to your certification profile and you'll see the certification exam there and you'll be able to run through that. So Mehak, if you're already there in the session, can you tell me that are you able to log into your certification profile? I don't know whether Mehak is there in the session or not, but Mehak, if you're able to hear us, in case if you're you have certain mic issues or something, just see that if you're able to log into your certification profile, go there. It will give you the link to start your exam. And Priyanka, to your question, you can even give a provisional certificate also. That would work. Okay, so with this, Vaishnavi, I think if you have, you can note Mehak's name and you can just write back to her on the from the support team, asking support team if they can respond to her with the question response that we have just given to him, given to her. Okay.
Sure, Gunjan.
Thanks. So
Also,
Vaishnavi,
so also would want to make a note that we don't recommend or sponsor any Telegram channel or WhatsApp channel from our end. It is only communities from Microsoft that is run officially by us where students can join. Gunjan, am I right in that scenario?
Yes, Vaishnavi. So I see Krishna Vashmi is spamming the entire chat by putting in a WhatsApp group again and again. We are not sponsoring any WhatsApp group that you're seeing in which is being posted by Krishna Vashmi. Until unless you see anything directly coming in from Microsoft Monster or Future AI Talent, that's not a valid thing which we are seeing in. Nooria, do you have access to the Teams community link? Can we post in the QR code or something here?
Give me a second. I'll have to just find it. 1 second.
Sure. So students, what we'll do is that there's a community that we are creating in, right? When we send a next email to you, we'll put in the code there, the QR code. You can scan through that and you can join that community, right? But just stay away from paying anything to anyone. We're not endorsing any payment. We don't have any sponsors who can come and ask money from you and then do the sessions for you, right? So stay away from all that.
Ma'am, actually, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah, Ayush, last question and we'll close the session then. I'll give it back to the Nooria. Yeah.
Yes, मैम मैम प्रोसीजर यही है ना कि अपना कि मैम सबसे पहले अपन प्रोजेक्ट बना लेते हैं, उसको गिटहब पे अपलोड कर देते हैं, डिप्लॉय कर देते हैं, उसके बाद अपन जो गिटहब डेवलपर पैक में एनरोल कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद अपना जो फ्यूचर रेडी टैलेंट है उस पर कोई मतलब आइकन आता है या फिर उस पर ऐसा कुछ लिखा आता है कि आप गिटहब से ही लॉग इन कीजिए MS Azure पे, मगर मेरे में वो नहीं आया, तो मैंने क्या किया MS Azure पे खुद गया और लॉग इन किया मैंने, तो उससे मैम मेरा MS Azure का अकाउंट नहीं बना, मेरे को दिक्कत वही आ रही है मैम.
अच्छा, so आयुष आपको भेजना पड़ेगा. We would have to look into the details. I would not have an immediate response, or maybe I am not a complete expert into that. आप just send us the details. We'll try and rectify it for you.
मैम वो परफेक्टली ऐसा हो पाएगा कि मेरे को अपनी स्क्रीन शेयर करनी पड़ेगी, वो आपके साथ मीटिंग करनी पड़ेगी, तो मैम उसमें
That's what I'm saying, Ayush. Send the details and we'll get the expert who can come and help you. I am not an expert into GitHub, so maybe I'll not be the right person to do that. Okay? So send the email. We'll help you there. Don't worry.
ओके मैम. मगर प्रोसीजर तो ये ना कि फ्यूचर रेडी टैलेंट पे मतलब गिटहब की लिंक मतलब
आपने जो भी मुझे नरेट किया ना अभी, आपने जो भी मुझे नरेट किया ना, just mention that and what is the problem that you're facing in. That's it.
ओके मैम, थैंक यू.
जितना exhaustively आप लिखोगे उतना easy होगा for the next team to understand and share a response on that.
ओके मैम.
Okay. Done. So I'll take a exit now. I have just got the message that the meeting has started. So thank you all the best. Ensure that you're able to complete your projects so that we start getting you job notifications and rest of the thing. And then you can continue learning with us. So thank you all. Bye-bye.
Ma'am has left.